Hi, Children's Garden friends. Welcome to our next little lesson on the 10 best ways to live. We have been really enjoying you being a part of this journey with us. I hope that by now you have received your seed pack kit. It should have come this past week. I think we might have one or two still out, but we will make sure you get those very quickly. When you open your seed pack, you'll see that similar to the stories that Miss Jody told us earlier in the weeks, you have a plate to make your own desert and a bag of sand to put the sand inside the plate and to create a desert landscape. You also have some little wooden figures that can be the people of God, or you can pretend like they're you and your family. And maybe you're traveling, and maybe you're on a journey of learning more and more about God. And that's the time that we're going to spend today talking about the second 10 best way to live. The second commandment says that God asks that we put no other created things before him. And the Bible uses the word idols. And idols, especially for the people of God, as they were traveling through the desert, they would have been very familiar with idols because the people in Egypt would have had many different gods with many different statues. And I have a little tree here, and similar to my trees outside, there were special gods in Egypt that the Egyptians would worship, and they would worship trees. There was a god that they would worship for the sun. And it wasn't the same God, it was all different gods. And God, who created everything, especially the trees and the sun and us, he wants us to hold that special place in our heart for him because he loves us and made us. Now, today in our world, we may not see idols the way God's people saw them as they left Egypt. But we still can place things in our heart and in our mind that are important to us, but they may have more importance than God would want them to have in our lives. Maybe when we're done with this video, you could sit and chat with your family about what are some of those things. Maybe your parents or your brothers or your sisters or a friend, or if you have a godparent, you could talk to them about what those things are that may start to take up space in our lives and in our hearts and in our minds that might be idols, and we don't want that special space that God wants us to have in our hearts and in our minds. We don't want that to be something else to be put in that place. I wonder what you think some of those things are today in our lives and in your families. Maybe you could even post some of the comments on our Facebook thread, or you could send me an email. And I'll be praying for each of you this week as you think about this little lesson, as you think about God's second best way to live. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon. Bye.